After she DJ'd herself to sleep while I was in the room, when I walked out her house that morning, I told myself I'm never talking to her again. So how do we end up here? I don't know, y'all, because I definitely felt violated. I felt disrespected. I felt really out of place because I'm like, no way that she did that. So what did I do? I called one of our mutual friends, one of the girls that was with us when we very first met 3 years ago, just to see if I'm tripping. And sometimes this is why you should just keep stuff to yourself. I hit up the mutual friend and I said, hey, do you have time to talk? She immediately reads my text and just calls me. So I'm guessing she does have time to talk. She on the phone like, what's up, friend? What's going on? Haven't heard from you in a minute. Like, what's been going on? Talk to me. I told her, I said, look, I need you to keep this between me and you. I just kind of need to know if I'm tripping or not. I said, boom, Dory was celebrating our 3 years of friendship. And number one, she got my name tatted on her. She was just saying how I'm a very good friend. She doesn't want to lose me, blah, blah, blah. We continue to go to a club. She snatches me up right in front of a girl I was having a conversation with. She was giving the girl attitude, blah, blah, blah. I go to her house. She comes out the shower, no clothes on. I feel as if she was trying to wake me up. But anyway, I pretended to fake sleep. She goes to the bed. She DJs herself to sleep right there when I was in front, blah, blah, blah. Here's red flag number one. As I'm talking, you know how like you talking to somebody about something, but they giving some type of reaction like, what? You lying? That's crazy. The whole time, my mutual friend really kind of said nothing. So much so I had to ask her, like, you paying attention, right? Like, are you hearing what I'm saying to you? As soon as I got done, ask her, she's like, oh my God, Star, like you tripping. Dory would never do nothing like that. Get out of your head. What? She don't even like girls. Like, don't do that. I feel like you should talk to her about it because I told her, like, I feel as if me and Dory are never going to talk again because of this. I just feel like she crossed the line. This is a line. This is Dory crossing the line. So I'm just like, I'm not sure if I want to talk to her about it. My friend really got into my head. That same friend that I called for advice, I feel like I kind of wanted her to validate me, letting me know that I wasn't tripping, that Dory did take it too far, but she was like, no, I just felt like maybe she was drunk. That's not even her. You shouldn't even, let her get you like that. Just talk to her before you call yourself cutting her off. Just talk to her, right? And it's so crazy because as she's saying that, Dory starts to be an incoming call. So I'm like, wow, she's calling me right now. She's like, all right, talk to her. Love you. Bye. And she hung up. I get on the phone with Dory. She instantly was like, so when did we start leaving each other's house without saying something? She was like, you could have woke me up. You didn't text me. You didn't do nothing. Like, is everything okay? Like, I woke up and you wasn't there. I didn't have, like, a message. You didn't leave a note on my pillow. She was just kind of playfully saying, like, oh, where'd you go? Did you sneak out and go be with that girl that you met? Like, this not like you. What's going on? So she's laughing, playing it off. And I'm like, Dory, I just kind of need to talk to you. I need to ask you something. She's like, why so serious? Like, go ahead. Like, ask me. I'm like, well, I don't really know how to feel because you made me feel uncomfortable last night. When you got out the shower, no clothes, you stood over me trying to wake me up. Then you got in your bed and you proceeded to DJ yourself to sleep. Yeah, she starts laughing. She's like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm just like, what? Like, that's not funny. She's like, oh my God, Starian, it's nothing like that. I was just trying to make sure you would sleep. I just really needed it that bad. I just had a lot of built up pressure and this and that. And I just wanted to make sure you would sleep because I would never want to do that in front of you as your best friend. What do you think of me for real? This really hurts my feelings because I would never. And I hate that you feel like that because I would make you feel like, and it's like, y'all, this girl, every situation, remember the situation where she snatched me up from the girl in the club? She told me that was because she felt disrespected because I was disrespecting our 3-year happy friendship celebration day. And now that she's DJing herself while I'm asleep, she said that she only did it because she thought I was asleep. She said that she tried so hard to wake me up just to make sure that I was asleep. At this point, y'all, I feel like I'm losing it because one part of me really believes her and one part of me is just like, nah, this is BS. So once again, she manipulates me into thinking that she didn't do anything wrong. Did y'all know that it was normal for your friend to be in the same room as you and for her to DJ herself to sleep? Apparently it is, because when I called my friend and asked her for advice, she made it seem as if I was tripping. When I finally confronted Dory and told her how I felt about her being in the room DJing while I was asleep, she made it seem like the only reason why she did it was because I was asleep, that she would never do that in front of my face, that we're just friends. She doesn't even see me like that. She even keeps insinuating like, I don't even like girls, so why would I do that? These are her words, right? And I don't care what nobody say. There's nothing more frustrating than when you feel a certain way and it's so strong, like you strongly feel like this and everybody else making it feel like you're going crazy. That drives me insane because it's like, I know I have a valid point, but the way that they kicking it to me is just like, oh, you tripping. Why would you even think like that? Y'all just friends. Even when I call our mutual friend, we're just gonna call her fool. I called fool, and I'm just like, bro, like, that's crazy, right? She's like, nah, she would never do that. I can't even picture her doing something like that. She was just probably making sure you, like, they both said the same thing as if they rehearsed it. Remember that, right? Dory just kept going on and on about how somehow her feelings are hurt at this point because she went out her way to give us a great weekend because we're supposed to be celebrating our 3-year friendship, about how she got a tattoo. She took me out to eat. We went to a bar afterwards, this and that. She's like, why would you think I would do that? I don't want to ruin our friendship. She's telling me how much she cherishes the friendship, this and that and the third. And it's like the more she talks, I'm just starting to like tune out because it's as if no matter what she says, I still have this strong feeling that it's just not right. No matter how right they tried to make it, I wasn't falling for it. So anyway, I tell Dory, like, all right, let's go off the phone. I got to go to work. Like, let me get myself ready for work. Boom, boom, bam. All right, I go into work. Dory texts me kind of like when I'm getting off my shift. And she's like, hey, I got a surprise for you. I literally don't like the vibe that we're on. I feel like our friendship is shifting. I just want to let you know that I am here. I will always be your best friend. So I have a surprise. Now, y'all remember the first time she told me she had a surprise for me, she showed me that she had my name tatted on her side. And I'm just like, do I even want another surprise, Dory? She's like, it's not going to be nothing like that. You're going to love it. Trust me. She's like, I don't know if you're at work or not, but just call me when you get off. I called Dory. I'm like, what's up? I'm still kind of monotone. Usually we all excited to talk to each other, but she knows. I feel as if she could feel me through the phone. Like, I'm just throwed off. I just could not stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop replaying the sounds. I couldn't stop hearing. Like, it was so crazy. It was driving me insane for real. So anyway, Dory begins to talk. She's like, okay, I've already paid and planned a best friend trip. This gonna be like celebrating our 3 years of friendship. I know you love a good trip. I love a good trip, which I do love a good trip. She's like, I already planned it. I'm just ready for us to go. I know you off on the weekend, so let's do this trip. My first question, I've never asked this because it's usually just me and her. And I said, it's just going to be me and you. And she was like, no, to make you feel more comfortable, I invited a friend. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe she's not, as crazy as I thought. I'm like, who's the friend? She's inviting food. The girl that I called that didn't validate my feelings at all, that told me that I was tripping, that told me that I shouldn't even think about her like that. That's who she's inviting on the trip. Mind y'all, fool ain't never went nowhere outside the city limits. She not even really a traveler for real. She's always complaining about stuff. She's always the type that's like, why would I go? She even said one time, like, why would I go out of town when I could just stay in my city and enjoy my city? Why would I'll be wasting money? That's the type of mindset fool has. So I can't even think for the life of me, why would Dory invite somebody like fool on a trip? So anyway, Dory tells me, okay, the trip's going to be 2 weeks from now and just, give time to prepare. She was like the type A planner. So, of course, she has the itinerary. She has the stuff that she wants us to wear every day, color coordination. She has themes. She has games. She has everything figured out. Usually on the trips, all I have to do is pay my money and show up. But in this case, she's already paid for the trip. Everything's already booked. She just told me that fool will be coming along. Here's where it starts to get a little awkward because within those 2 weeks leading up to the trip, I felt as if Dory was purposely distancing herself. And I didn't have a problem with that. I was just saying, like, normally she would text me like in the morning. Sometimes we would talk before we would both go into work. Every weekend we would see each other at least once. We may not, go over to each other's house, whatever like that, but we would do something like throughout the week. And it's like she was kind of going ghost. She wasn't really texting back as fast. If I call her, she wouldn't answer. She'll text me and say, oh, I'm on the phone, I'll call you back. And she wouldn't call back. She was just acting very odd the days leading up to the big friendship trip, right? Maybe like 2 days before the trip, she finally put me and Fool and her inside of a group chat. And, Fool is texting. She's like, I'm so excited to go on a trip with y'all. Like, I can't wait. Y'all always going on trips. So I know it's going to be fun. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all experience, la, la, la. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm excited too. We're going to have a great time. She's sending screenshots of like her outfits and stuff like that. That's supposed to deliver tomorrow. And she's going to give us a haul, yada, yada, yada. So boom, the day of the trip is finally here. I show up at the airport. Dory shows up at the airport. Our plane is about to take off. There is no Fool. So I looked at Dory. I'm like, hey, where's Fool? She's like, oh, she called me last minute and told me she couldn't come. So even though she DJed herself to sleep in the middle of the night while I was in the room, I should have cut her off then. But I let a mutual friend of ours and herself try to prove to me that I was crazy. Try to prove to me that maybe I was, overreacting. Maybe I was, just jumping the gun. But at the same time, I knew deep down inside that was a start of something that could have been, it was just an accident waiting to happen. So instead of me cutting her off, what do? I decided to go on a trip with the same mutual friend that tried to convince me that I was crazy and her. So 2 weeks later, it's time for the trip. I show up to the airport and I find out that the mutual friend isn't even going on the trip. It was just going to be me and her. Mind you, that whole morning, for some odd reason, I was already feeling anxious. I was already feeling like something was thrown off. So I was kind of irritated, but at the same time, I felt like Dory was really excited. She's like, it's just going to be us, just like the old time. It's going to be okay. Just me and you. It's going to be our bestie trip. Another one down for the books. I felt like she was on cloud nine. Meanwhile, I was just kind of looking at her because it's like, why is it the day of the trip and I'm just now finding out that our mutual friend wasn't able to come all of a sudden? Even then, I should have turned right around, left the airport, and went home. But what did I do? I got on the plane, I sat right beside Dory, and now we're on our way to our bestie trip. Another red flag. Y'all remember how I told y'all, me and Dory, we was always taking trips. Even before me, she used to always travel a lot. But for some odd reason now, as the plane was about to take off, she grabs my hand as if she was scared or as if she was experiencing some type of fright. And I kind of looked at her like, what are you doing? She was like, I don't know, like I have a headache. I just want to hold your hand. She never has did anything like that. So it threw me off again. But me, I'm being in my head because it's like, have I been an a-hole? Have I been tripping? Have I been overreacting? So I'm like, all right, I guess her holding my hand, it shouldn't be that bad. But I instantly started thinking about, like, is this the same hand that she was using to DJ herself with? So many things was going through my mind. And mind y'all, she had on like a belly crop top shirt. And so you could clearly see my name being tatted on her side. Everything was just, all the signs was pointing to run, get out. But I don't know. I guess I feel like I'm the type of person where I valued our friendship so much. I know a lot of y'all in the comments like, why did you stay or why did you keep talking to her? I just couldn't believe it because, mind y'all, after 3 years of acting completely normal, a friend that's never flirted with me, never did anything like on the slick, all of a sudden I just felt like I couldn't believe that she was turning into this type of person. So boom, the second red flag. We finally get to where we going, the destination. We walk into the hotel. Now we always get the double beds. Obviously it's one bed for her, one bed for me. Always, always, always. We walk into the room and it's like a king suite. Only one bed. There's a hot tub laying right there by the bed. It's like, you know, just one. It's like a couple type of room. Even they had like the little swans on the bed with the little kissing thing. And I kind of looked back at her and I was kind of like, what's all this for? Like, haha, I'm trying to make light of it. I'm like, they think that we're a couple. And I'm just kind of laughing it off. But she's like, she has her camera out. She's taking pictures like, oh my God, this is so cute. This is so cute. And I'm just like, what is she up to? Because usually she'll be like, oh, I can't sleep with you because she says that I'm a wild sleeper. I always take over the bed. I take over the covers. So I'm just like, wait, we gonna sleep together? She kind of looks at me with an attitude and just like, yes, like, what do you mean? What's wrong with us, like, sleeping together? We're just friends. You've been tripping. Don't do me like this. I got this trip together for us. I don't want you to think there's anything weird or crazy. It's just two girls that's been friends for 3 years sleeping together. It's nothing more than that. Like, you have to get out of your head about it. And it's just like, dang, maybe because sometimes I can kind of trip. So I'm just trying to hold back. It's like, all right, I don't want to ruin it. This girl did take her hard-earned money. She paid for a trip for both of us. I didn't have to come out of pocket for anything. So maybe I need to relax, right? Wrong. So boom, moving forward, we get settled in a room, whatever. We go out to eat. Even a restaurant, it's like treating us as if we're together. It was just so kind of weird, throwing me off. But afterwards, she was like, hey, I have like our first little surprise thing. I know you like relaxation. I know you like, you know, self-care. So let's go get massages. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. If you know me, I'm all down for massages. I love spas. I love, you know, all the pampering and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, bet. This right here was, you know, it's going to change my tone. You know, it's going to relax me, all this tension. This is exactly what I needed. So we make it to the massage spot or whatever. And then the lady comes out and she's like, all right, are you guys ready for the couple's massage? And I kind of look at Dory laughing like, like we're not a couple, like we're best friends. The lady kind of looked at me like, yeah, whatever. So she got us and we headed to the back. Another red flag that I noticed about Dory, just by being friends with her over the years, anytime like she's guilty or something or she's in the wrong, she gets quiet. Because any other time she likes to yap, 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 yap. So I look back at her and for some odd reason she's quiet. She's on her phone. She's not saying anything. We pull up to the room. The lady's like, all right, I need you guys to undress and then come into the room and press this button when you're ready. So I'm looking back at Dory like, no way. Like she really wants us to get undressed. Like why can't we, you know, go into separate rooms and, you know, get the massages or whatever. Dory's like, don't ruin this trip for me. Just take your clothes off and come in the room.